This week's edition of Keeneland Connections, we're talking with Mark Taylor of Taylormade Farm about Creative Cause, winner of the San Felipe, and a horse who grew up right here. Tell us about some of the early memories of Creative Cause at Taylormade.
Well, Creative Cause is a fun horse to reflect back on him growing up because his owner, Jim Weigel's from California, and he's a great story. Only had one mare operation, and she won a Grade 1, won $1 million in California, and we were very grateful that he entrusted her to us when she came off the track, and we've had her here at Taylormade since then. And Creative Cause was just a beautiful baby starting off. He started off a black color, had a beautiful star on his head, and we've got pictures every month of his life growing up here at Taylormade, and just a beautiful foal. He was so cute, and as he got older, he turned gray. He really, the dark shedded out, and he turned gray. But always a really nice horse, not overly big. Looking back on our notes and those of our farm management team and my brothers, we always said really good balance, really good body, maybe just a little bit on the short-legged side was a consistent theme throughout his life. Obviously, he grew up and is plenty big now, but just a really straightforward, nice horse that had a lot of charisma and was fun to sell. He was bought by Becky Thomas, who's a longtime Keeneland customer, longtime Taylormade customer, who's got a great eye for horses, and many times she's found really nice horses at not exorbitant prices. So that was the case. She bought him out of Book One and did a great job, and we're very happy for all the connections. He's an incredible horse.
Anything that you recall about those early days here from his standpoint of his personality, Creative Cause, competitiveness, or just passion for running, anything that stood out about him in the paddocks?
Not dramatically so. We look back and we were talking about it. He was always just a straightforward horse, no problems. He wasn't mean, he wasn't tough, he wasn't any kind of special needs type horse. He was just very straightforward, good doer, and came to the sale at the right time. In the right way. If you look at some of his yearling pictures from early on in the winter, he was kind of the ugly duckling a little bit. He went through a funny stage, a little pot-bellied, a little funny looking, and it was out of balance is what I said a couple times. And then as you see his development, he really just started to put it on through his yearling year and came on and is doing great. His mother is actually carrying a three-quarter sibling to Creative Cause, who's by Escandarea, who's a son of Giants Causeway. So hopefully we'll have another outstanding individual to put through the sale, maybe even this November, by Escandarea.
What are the qualities of the sire and the dam, respectively, that you see coming together in Creative Cause?
Well, I think the mare is a good-sized mare, not huge. She's around 16 hands, and she's very well balanced. And she's really an easy mare to mate because she goes with a lot of different stallions. Giants Causeway, I think that's why he's such a good stallion, is he fits a lot of different mares. And with those two, what we saw is a mare that was really sound but had brilliance and ran out over $1 million. And then Giants Causeway, he's actually got a Taylormade connection. We sold him when he was still in his mother's belly in utero to Coolmore. And he ended up being called the Iron Horse. He won so many Grade 1s. So, we thought that not only genetically would it work, but it was really a great opportunity to get really two sound, very durable, brilliant racehorses together and see what would happen. And, sometimes you get lucky and it's panned out just the way we hoped it would.
Creative Cause was a product of the Keeneland September sale in 2010, which is also where Taylormade sold Castaway, who was a recent winner of the Southwest Stakes.
Yes, Castaway was another horse that we sold. He was actually raised at Watercress Farm, which is out on 460 near Paris, and he was bred by two good customers and two good friends in Fred Hertrick and the late Phil McCarthy. We lost Dr. McCarthy after a battle with cancer just about 2 years ago, and it's really nice to see one of his horses that he bred go on and build upon the legacy. He was a great breeder, a great mind in the business, and Fred Hertrick's gone on with the operation there at Watercress, and they've got some unbelievable mares and raised great horses. This is just another horse in a long line of success they had. These guys they really do it the right way. They raise their horses naturally, raise them outside. They do great matings, and they just raise a real tough, durable, brilliant racehorse. They've bred a lot of Grade 1 winners and champions, and so it's nice to see them have success and kind of build upon the legacy that Phil left behind too.
Taylormade's annually among the leading consigners at Keeneland. Let's talk a little bit about the operation here.
Well, we're a family-run business, and most people would remember my father. He passed away in 2003, but my father was John Gaines's right-hand man for his whole career. He worked for Gainesway for 40 years and was right there with Mr. Gaines developing Gainesway. And when my brother Duncan, who's my oldest brother, was still at UK, he was kind of trying to find his way and figure out what he wanted to do in his career. And Mr. Gaines didn't want any outside boarders, so we started taking some boarders out here at Taylormade, and Mr. Gaines was gracious enough to give us an opportunity with some of his clients that he didn't have room to take care of their horses. And my brothers, I've got 3 brothers that work full-time in the business with me. Duncan's the oldest, Ben is next oldest, Frank, and then myself. And so as each one of us got out of school, we just joined the family business, with my dad sort of being the mentor. And this year is actually our 35th anniversary of opening the farm, and we've been blessed to sell, closing in on $2 billion worth of horses, and we've raised or sold 13 Breeders' Cup winners, and we've just really been blessed, and we owe it all to our parents and to our customers and to our team here on the farm. We've got an unbelievable group of people that sacrifice day in and day out. Our mission statement is Taylormade, where our customer success is our primary focus. We don't own a lot of horses ourselves, and that's what our whole team thinks about every day when we get up, is how can we raise the best horse to either sell or to go to the racetrack for our customers. So that's what we live, eat, breathe, and sleep at Taylormade.
With an eye on the most recent sales at Keeneland, the September, the November, the January sales, what's your read on the thoroughbred market right now?
Well, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that we really took a punch to the gut with the recession and everything that happened the last 4 years. But what I'm starting to see is that the foal crop is contracting. We're breeding a few less horses, and it's raising the value on an individual basis of these horses we're raising. So it's giving breeders a chance to make money again. They really have had a hard time the last few years. Stud fees are coming down and becoming more in line with the market. And I think we're starting to sow the seeds of growth and kind of a resurgence. Hopefully it's going to be a consistent, steady growth, maybe a little more so than when the bubble has burst in the past. We've got some bigger picture issues and problems in racing that we've got to solve. And we need, leadership really stepping forward to do that. But in the short term, I think we're going to see an upswing. And the bottom line is, this is the most fun game. I mean, if you get exposed to horse racing and you get in it and you come out or you breed and you see these babies grow up, it's a joy like very few people get to experience doing anything else. So we've got a place in sports and we've got a place in industry. We've just got to continue to refine horse racing, refine our industry, and try to expose it to more people, and I think the future can be bright.
What about what Keeneland's able to do to support the operations of places like Taylormade in going through sales operations?
Well, Keeneland has, for many years done a lot of things very quietly that have helped breeders find a better market for their horses. And sometimes, to their detriment, that they don't pat themselves on the back enough. But I think if you look over the last decade, what they've done as far as developing emerging markets around the world and trying to bring people here to buy our Kentucky product, and it's not just Kentucky, there are horses from other states, but if you look at the Taylormade product we sell, 80% of it are Kentucky breds. And we're actually applying now to be a part of the Kentucky Proud program. And what Keeneland does is they go to emerging markets that they consider Lexington, Kentucky to be, the horse capital of the world, the source, the epicenter of where they can get the best thoroughbreds. But a lot of times there was barriers where they were intimidated to come. They had problems with visas, had problems with travel, had all kinds of problems. They've gone to these countries, developed relationships, and broken down these barriers to where these countries can now come over here very seamlessly and buy our product. And it's really, I don't think a lot of breeders really realize how bad the last 10 years could have been without these international buyers that Keeneland has helped cultivate.
Well, enjoy the ride with Creative Cause and the other products here at Taylormade.
Thanks a lot. We're looking forward to a big spring, and hopefully we get a Derby winner.